So in this journey, you finally have a rhythm, right? It could be like 6 months in. You got a discomfortable routine where you don't feel good. You know, you feel, you're able to feel like shit every day. It becomes kind of like your routine friend, right? You're not making exorcisms jealous constantly, but you do once in a while, right? So you got a good flow, right? It's not great. It's not good. It's not horrible. It's just shitty routine. You got this shitty routine, but you're doing it. You're living life. You're sticking to your visuals, right? You're doing you're elevating, you're allowing, and then you're engaging, right? You're allowing the discomfort. You're opening that door feeling like shit on purpose. You're getting triggered on purpose, right? Remember, you're getting triggered, right? So because people, they say, well, I was triggered. Oh my God, I was feeling horrible. It was extreme. Like the crash was really extreme and it was alarming. It was like this crazy, it was the worst. Oh my God, it was really, really, really bad, right? Yeah, those days are the opportunistic days. You need those days, right? We want that. We want the consequences, right? We want the crashes. We want the setbacks. We need the flares, right? Also being aware of old behavior patterns, talking about how horrible something is, how extreme. I thought I was going to die. Oh my God, this is the fucking worst. Yeah, right. That's cute. Try 24/7. So we got to be aware of how we speak, because if you speak negatively, you're reaffirming the old program and the brain goes, oh, okay. You're in danger. Okay, I'll keep the alarm on. That's no problem. I do exactly what you tell me to do. So you're in a routine and you start to notice little patterns. You know, you're not supposed to analyze. You're not supposed to figure it out, right? You're not supposed to be Einstein and go, C equals MC to the carrier power exponent of 7.534. If you move the brackets to the other side, you have to, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. 3.15, not 4. So when we move the exponent to the root number squared by 10 to the decimal 7.5, you can't be like Einstein and try to figure out. You can't be a detective, right? You want to go too extreme, but you will notice things, little patterns in the programming of your alarm system. If the brain knows that, right? It watches you. It's like, oh yeah, you see this little pattern, eh? Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep this pattern going. I want them to see a pattern, because when they see a pattern for a while, I'm gonna fucking flip it, right? And I'm gonna make their world crumble. I don't know if you've noticed this, especially with foods, right? You got your reactions are a little bit delayed. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, I ate something and it was, is it possible that it's delayed by 5 days? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I've noticed that the last 10 times I did this, there's always a delay. So okay, that gives me a little reassurance. So I'm able to move forward. Okay, that makes sense, right? Right. So you notice delay times. You notice when you eat this happens, right? When you have a certain symptom, you get a bit of reassurance after a while, because you're like, oh, it's because I had the egg. I forgot I had the egg. Oh my God. Yeah. I had the egg. That's why I felt like I had the flu. My brain, I was in a brain fog. I had like this pressure that after the egg, I had this pressure that it just kind of, it came here and then it, right? I felt a little fucked up, a little high. Oh my God. My eyes, they felt a lot of pressure here. They kind of felt like they were going to explode because of the egg. This happened. See, this is what happens. I see you. Okay. That's not a problem, because I know you're going to go away. It's all good. It's all like, I don't mind, because you're going to fuck off. So that's funny. You're funny. Oh my God. That's so funny. Right? So you got to you get the pattern down, right? The first couple of times you don't like this, even though you might not be aware that it's a pattern yet. First couple times it's scary, but after the 8th time you see, oh, the pattern. I got the pattern. I see, like, I understand what you're doing. That's fine. This is good. we're getting to know each other. I'm starting to see the patterns, and I'm okay with that. So I'm just gonna allow whatever, fucking allow, let it do its thing, and then we're just gonna engage. Okay, yeah, okay, I get this. This is a good routine. Yeah, I get it. I don't like it. I don't like it, but I get it, which is good. It's you know what? That's all I need. That's all I need. I get it. We're moving forward. We're engaging, right? I get it. We're moving forward. I get it. Let's do this. So this you see patterns with the foods. This is where I saw most of the patterns with my foods, my sensitivities. When I eat something on a Tuesday, I would have a delay, and it was usually the egg or the avocado would act like this. This would act like that, right? So you get a little bit of a pattern. You're starting to, analyze it without analyzing it. You're not supposed to analyze, but you can't help yourself because it gives you reassurance when you catch patterns and they repeat, right? Because when you're kind of out there having a symptom, okay, I feel a lot of pressure here. I've had this before. And then you loop on it. You freak out a little bit. You get the what if thoughts. And then maybe a couple hours later, you're like, one of your what if thoughts goes, you had an egg. Right? And you're like, oh fuck, I had an egg. Oh, okay, we're good. It was the egg. Oh, I'm so stupid. How did I forget about the egg? I had yesterday, I took a bite of the egg salad. Right, I took a bite of the egg salad. It was there. And then I had spaghetti and I totally forgot. Okay, that's why I'm feeling a little fucked up. Okay, we're good. Delay is over. We're moving forward. We're engaging. Fucking right. Bring it on, Lemby. Thank you, Lemby. This is great. I love it. So, right, because you're heavily relying on patterns for the reassurance and to get through delays, right? And the thing is, what the brain will do, once you get these patterns down and you know them like the back of your back, what it'll do is it'll flip it, right? It'll fuck with you. This is not just with foods, with anything that you're dealing with, where you see a pattern and you find comfort in it, and you're able to move through it quicker. The brain has no choice but to flip it. Why do you think that is? And first of all, what do I mean by flip it? I mean by interrupting the patterns, doing the opposite, where all of a sudden nothing makes sense. Your world is flipped upside down, and now you're really worried about the symptom because it has no relation to this food or that thing or this pattern, right? So then you start to second guess. You're like, oh fuck. Maybe something new's happening. Maybe I have, oh my God, maybe I got to start all over again. Maybe I have Lyme disease. Maybe the symptom, I know I've had this before, but it's nothing. I didn't have eggs for like 3 weeks. Oh my God, like maybe I have Lyme now. Now maybe I got to fucking start over again, right? So it's playing games with you. And the reason why it does this is the reason. It flips it on you because the regular alarms that it sent used to get your attention to perceived danger. It needs to get you to pay attention to perceived danger, right? It thinks there's ligers all behind you that are going to eat your head off. Its job is to protect you and keep you alive. So it has to find ways to get your attention. And usually sending a symptom will get you focused, right? To the root alarm, which is usually the emotion of fear, right? It's like, here, listen, we got ligers everywhere. I'm sending you fear. Feel that emotion. You feel that? That's an alarm. Because I have been programmed for the last 30 years, right? I've been programmed for the last 30 years to be around danger. You showed me danger for 30 years. And even now that there is no danger, I still think there is, because this is the program we're running now. I'm hardwired there at this state. The baseline's at 1,000. Your bucket is overflowing. Something's got to give. Body keeps the score, right? So now we're hardwired in this state. So I'm going to keep sending you alarms until that baseline's back to standby 0, right? And your allostatic loads are empty somewhat, and your alarms are turned off, and you're running a new program of safety and ease instead of dis-ease. Until we get there, I got to send you alarms, right? And the thing is, when you start turning some of these alarms off by gaining leverage and finding patterns, I'm kind of fucked up with supply. My supply of alarms is running low, buddy. Like, what the fuck? What am I have to get your attention. So, I gotta flip it. That's it. Everything that you thought you knew, you understood, and you started getting leverage, and everything was like, okay, I'm in a routine. This is, all right, this is a routine. All right, I'm getting it. It's fucking, all right, this is good. We're a team. We're in communicado. You and me, we're a team. High five. Whoosh, team. Let's do it. All right, activate. Let's go. Right. When that happens, after a while, the baseline starts to come down a little bit, right? The brain is like, okay, we're changing. I don't like change. Change equals fucking danger, right? I'm sending these alarms, but they're not working anymore. So we got to think of new ways to get your attention. So it's going to flip the fucking patterns. All of a sudden, you didn't have that egg a week ago, and you're going to have the symptom like the egg. Or vice versa, right? You had the egg a week ago, you won't have the symptom, right? And then you'll have a new symptom. And then you'll be like, well, it can't be the egg. What's this new symptom? Why didn't I get that symptom from the egg? I wish I had that symptom from the egg. This is where you're going to be. This is kind of fucked up. This is where you're going to wish you had your regular symptoms. Come on, I should be having a fucking symptom. Just please give me that symptom so I can get back to order in life. Because if I get that symptom, it answers a lot of questions and I don't have to investigate. Because I don't want to be pacing back and forth investigating and ruminating and trying to figure out. Isn't that crazy? That we come to a point where we want to have our old symptoms show up like we expect them, right? Just so that we can move on with our day in comfort and reassurance. And we'd rather have it there than not there because it leaves a lot of open questions. It leaves a lot of what-if thoughts, right? Which gets you to ruminate, try to figure out. It gets your baseline up. Your anxiety goes at 1,000, right? Your alarm system goes, Mayday, Mayday. And that's what it's going to do. It has to, because it has to find new ways to get your attention. So this is going to happen to you a bunch of times. It's going to throw you off your course. You're going to think you're a special person. Oh my God, but maybe I just got, like, I've been doing this work for a year and I was doing great. Maybe I just got Lyme and I have to start this all over again. Fuck, I got to start all over. Shit. Or maybe it is my mitochondria. Maybe, I was wishful thinking I did all this work for a year and it's all for nothing because things are getting worse and I got these weird symptoms and they don't line up. And my patterns, right? It doesn't make any sense. And then you start ruminating. You're going down rabbit holes. You start Googling. You start to rejoin these Facebook groups, these toxic bullshit Facebook groups that are 99% wrong, right? But they're brainwashing you, and you start to fuel that baseline to go back to 1,000, right? Your allostatic loads will start, right? Something's got to give, right? This is a crazy delay. You're fucking up. You're freaking out. You're pacing back and forth in your room. You're fucking Googling. And it will pounce all over this, right? It's going to be, oh, okay, yeah. He thinks there's, okay, yeah, no, we're going to take this as an opportunity to fucking pounce on this, right? To make him investigate. We got to send him some more harder OCD. We got to give him doubt so he investigates and looks for danger. We need to do that because I'm perceiving danger. We're not done yet. The new program hasn't settled in yet, right? The baseline's still at 1,000. So my job is still there to keep him alive and to give him warning signs, send him alarms. So I'm going to keep doing that. But these old alarms that I sent aren't working anymore, so I have to get crafty. So the pattern that he thought that was there, we're going to switch it up. We're going to do everything backwards. It's going to be backwards month. Everything he thought was this, it's going to be that. At the end of the day, it always keeps things on file, right, to get you later. So patterns, it'll allow you to see a pattern on purpose, just so that it could shatter your dreams when it takes that pattern away. Right? It's not so quick to get rid of patterns altogether. No, it wants you to have a pattern because that's how it can slap you harder. Right? That rebound effect from taking that away from you is gonna get your attention times 1,000. Right? It'd rather have you times 1,000 to perceive danger than, it's not going to send you daffodils or pussycats because then the liger will win and eat your fucking head off. And then, right, the limbic system or your alarm system would have failed. Its job is to keep you alive. It'll do anything and everything to make sure it does its job correctly. And it's doing it, right? Look at you. You're having a fucking freak out, right? You're ruminating. You're worried about that one symptom. You're avoiding it. You're distracting, right? You're human. That's normal. But eventually, what we're going to do is you're going to get to a point where you're going to build leverage of indifference. You're going to get there. And the only way to do that is to allow it to do its thing. Let it do its thing. Ask for more and engage. Get to know it. Face it. Exposure. And then eventually it turns into meh. So I'm not saying don't be aware of patterns and don't use them to your advantage. What I am saying is go ahead and do that. But there comes a point where it's going to flip it on you. So when it does flip on you, remember this video. Right? Remember it and trust that that's what this is. Because you're going to question it. Even if you watch this video, you're going to be like, no, but I think it's something not, it could be right, but maybe it is that. But my brain's, it's got a lot of pull here. It's convincing me that it is something real. It is something that I got to be ruminating about. I think I'm going to start Googling now. I'm going to turn on the computer. This is, right? Believe me, it's pulling a flip move on you. And it does every fucking time. Right? It's fucking with you. Because it has to. It keeps things on file. And it doesn't give it to you right away. It waits a little bit, then gives it to you. Right? Let's say you walked by somebody that was talking about they had knee pain or their shoulder hurts or blah, 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 blah. Right? Your brain's going to want to try it on, but not right away. Right? You might loop on that for an hour, but then you're like, oh, that's okay. I know what's going on. My brain's trying it on. Then it leaves you alone and tries a different alarm. You're like, okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to keep it in a file. It's going to go, I know that's going to fuck with them. This is going to work, but I can't do it right away. Why do you think it's not going to pull it out right away? Because if it pulls it out right away after that thing happened and it took a snapshot and put it in the file folder and then it uses it the next day, you're going to know what the brain did and you're going to move through it quicker and it's not going to be able to get your attention with that alarm. That alarm just became useless. That snapshot, putting it in the file, bringing it out the next day, all for nothing. Waste of time, right? It knows better. It knows you better than you because it's you. So what is it going to do? It's going to tuck it away and let it sit for 2 weeks. Then in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? The more you kind of forgot about that, then it's going to fucking throw it in your face. And then you're going to make the connection. Be like, wait a minute. Okay, I had this thing happen. My buddy's friend had shoulder pain 3 weeks ago. And I remember that. Is it from that? It can't be. It's impossible. That was 3 weeks ago. My brain is not going to bring something from the past from 3 weeks ago and throw it in my face. That was 3 weeks ago. There's no way. And the brain goes, yeah. That was 3 weeks ago. Yeah, right. What do you think? I don't have better things to fucking do than to take snapshots and put them in a file folder and then slap you with it 3 weeks later? Come on, buddy. I'm not that smart. We don't do that shit. We don't fuck with you like that. It's not like that. It's not a game. I'm not playing games. But that's exactly what it does. It waits. It's like, no, we're going to wait. And it holds back. And it's like, wait a minute, not yet. He will never suspect it. And then, boom, it sends you that fucking alarm, right? And then you get that shoulder pain, right? That mimic shoulder pain, right? And you're like, and you make the connection. You're like, wait a minute, I remember 3 weeks ago, my buddy Jeff had that shoulder pain. Is my brain mimicking it to throw as an alarm to get my attention to the perceived danger? You know what? I think it is. It makes sense, right? The first couple times, you're not going to believe it, right? We're human. We're going to have our freakouts. We're going to believe that this is legitimate, right? This new alarm is legitimate. It has its own legs. You're going to fall for the bullshit. The brain got your attention. It's like, yes, we did it. Fucking right. Yes, this guy. Like, so easy. Yeah. Thank goodness. I did my job. I don't give a shit if you suffer.
My job is to keep you alive. And that's it, and I'm doing my job. So, thank you, that worked.
But eventually you start to notice that it does that. It slaps you in the face a couple of weeks later, right? And you start to catch those patterns, right? And you get the confidence and you move through the delays a lot quicker. So there's some patterns you're going to catch, and that's good that you catch them because you're going to use it to your advantage. But the brain will flip it, and you're going to be thrown off guard, but you're going to remember this video, and you're going to also move through it a lot quicker. And the more you go through this journey, the more of these bullshit games it plays with you to get your attention, the more you're going to really understand how it works and all these little things that it tries to do, right? All these little things that the limbic system, alarm system will do to get your attention. And remember, it has to do these things. It has to keep you alive, to keep you aware of these alarms, of these perceived dangers. It needs to do it. It needs to send you these alarms. And it has to be crafty. It's got to be unique to you, right? This alarm that scares you might not scare the person next to you, or might not scare Sally, but it's unique to you. It scares you. So it's going to use whatever it takes to get your attention. So it's always going to be uncomfortable. An alarm will always scare the shit out of you. It'll always be unique to you, and you will always be scared of that alarm. It'll never be a half-assed alarm where like, I don't know. I'm not buying that. I don't really care about that. Honestly, I don't care about shoulder pains. That doesn't work with me. No, it's going to be something that's going to scare the shit out of you. It has to. So always remember that. It's just doing its job. Don't take it personal, because it's not. It's actually trying to keep you alive. It's doing its job to keep you alive. And understand, the more you go through this, that's the only thing. The only way to get it is to have your brain flip shit on you and you get fucked around, right? And then overcome and then see how it does it so that you build a leverage and you see how it works. That's the only way, really. If you think about it, so you're going to have your freakouts. You're going to learn. The only way to learn is to learn with experience. That's it. It's going to happen. So remember this video. I told you. And if you need to, write shit down. So when it happens again, right, or if it wants to throw it in your face in 3 weeks, you wrote it down. You're like, oh, yeah. The file folder, right? Even write file folder. Boom. Yeah. Right? Or if it does the flipperoonie on you, go, okay, this, you know what? I think this is a flipperoonie, because nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. The more nothing makes sense, the more it did a flipperoonie on you.